Hi, I'm Matt Greenwood, KJF Sports Director for Regional Radio Sports and MyMoInfo.com. And, well, today I'm speaking with our Fall 2018 Dream Team Girls Cross Country Runner of the Year, Nautica Stricklin. Nautica, another fantastic year for you as a senior, finishing 10th at state this year. An all-stater all 4 years, JCAA conference champion for 4 years, first athlete to do that, all-district 4th place this year. The list goes on and on of what you've been able to accomplish this year. Where would you like to start regarding some of these accomplishments and just sort of, your thoughts on all of them?
My thoughts on all my accomplishments? I don't even know where I can start on that. Let's see. I guess my freshman year, I just came out and did what I knew I needed to do, and I had really good teammates to help push me forward to do those things, and I just kept pushing myself, and then, sophomore year came along, kept doing the same thing, and then we switched classes sophomore year, so we went up to class 3, and then I just kept drilling, and then junior year was by far my best year that I've ever ran. And then senior year had in my mind, I knew that I was so far the only one in history that's ran conference all the way up to my 4th year and was getting first. And the day that I woke up on that race, I was like, I have to go, I have to, get first place. And there was another girl, Emma Wright, who was right there, had ran faster times than me all season, and she was telling people, she's like, I'm going to win the race today, and it was going back and forth between me and her who's going to win the race. And I just knew in my head I have to go out fast, and if I go out fast, I'm going to kill them off, and that's exactly what I did. So I did that. Districts didn't do so hot. Came back, got 4th at districts this year instead of winning districts like I'd done the previous year. And then state was a big mental game because I didn't have my entire team this year. And it's hard to admit, but I'm one of those athletes that will admit I gave up a little bit this year, my senior year at the state meet. And it was really hard because at districts, it was a hard districts this year for sure. And it was us, Festus, DeSoto, and Cape Notre Dame. And Festus and DeSoto made it out, and I'm proud of them for doing it. I'm sad our team didn't do it, but we just didn't have a good year this year. So I went out there, ran for my team, and yeah.
All right, well, very well. I mean, that's the thing. It's even if the team doesn't make it, individuals can still make it from, a certain team, a certain school, in your case, Herculaneum, obviously. It's not necessarily the onus is on you to go out and, represent the school, to the best of your ability, but that is, as a runner, as a competitor, you definitely put a lot of pride in representing your school well when you're the only one there to represent it. So in that regard, did you feel like you did a good job representing Herculaneum this year at state? I
think I did. It was, like I said, it was a mental game for sure, but I think that I did a good job of representing Herky for, our team. Our boys did pretty good this year too, so they did a good job, but it's just still kind of upsetting senior year and, my team not making it, but I'm still proud of them for everything that they did all throughout the season.
You mentioned Herculaneum boys cross country, Jonathan Kaufman, an all-stater just like you this year. Kind of take the folks listening, kind of take them through, how, as the girls cross country runner, the big representative for them, how you sort of compete with the guys. Is there a competitiveness with the guys, during off-season training, all that sort of stuff?
There can be because, we can both come off cocky at times. So it's a lot of big battles. Like the boys will be like, oh, well, we did this better. And the girls will be like, well, we did this better. And it just always goes back and forth. But most of the time we're pretty good sports, but we know how to uplift each other and make each other better. And, if one of us is not doing the best at practice, we'll all encourage each other to, make it better. And we're a really close-knit team, and this year has been, the best year when it comes to that, because before there's been times where the boys and girls team wouldn't even associate with each other. And I'm just really proud that all the seniors this year, we've all gotten along, and we've made our teams come closer, and we do a lot of team bonding stuff, so we all hang out, and it's just it was a really fun season this year with the boys and the girls for sure.
When I talked to Max for his Runner of the Year interview, I asked him about legacy. That was the word I used to sort of talk about, how he went 4th, 2nd, and 1st at state. And for you, I know you've already said that, you sort of laid off a little bit and got 10th at state this year, but you did 5th, and 3rd your freshman, sophomore, and junior year. So, a chance for you to go down as a decorated Herculaneum cross-country runner.
Do you feel like you will go down as one of them?
I feel like I will. I was always, my entire high school career, I was always compared to Caitlin Fisher. And she did outstanding, phenomenal things her entire high school career. And I was always compared to her, and they're like, Nautica, you got to be like Caitlin. You have to do this. You have to do that. And then this year, she actually came and trained with us for a while, and she helped me out a lot. And she was like, you have to work on this. You have to work on this. And she just helped me with little tips throughout the way. And even now, a lot of the high school athletes that are still going to run next year and the middle school athletes, they look up to me a lot. And I just want them to know that, whatever you may go through or whatever struggles you may have with running, you can always push yourself. Because I've had a couple of injuries and they've been hard to come off of. But I think that I'll be someone that Herculaneum will look at as a good runner, because I'm only the 5th girl at our school that's all stated all 4 years of high school. So that's a pretty big thing to look up to, I guess.
Yeah, no, certainly is. And that's cool that you got to run and learn from another decorated Herky Black Cat cross-country runner. There's another thing that you were able to accomplish this year, and you told me this before we started the interview. You were the first ever Herculaneum student to be the Grand Marshal of the Herculaneum Christmas Parade. What was that like?
It was actually really awesome, believe it or not. It felt so good just to know that, because cross country doesn't have a very big, student section or, parents watching, because, they always want to watch the football games or the basketball games or volleyball games. But cross country is one of those sports that not everyone looks at. And so whenever I was told that I was the Grand Marshal with the parade and I was the first student to ever do that, I was just like, man, people are watching, people are noticing what I'm doing, people's noticing what cross country's been doing, the records that we hold and everything. So it feels really good to be able to be the Grand Marshal of the parade. So
that's very cool. What was the weather like? Was it cold for y'all's?
It was cold and it was raining, so that was very fun.
Now, does the Grand Marshal, do they get an outfit to wear, or do you just get to wear whatever?
You get to wear whatever. So I just wore my Letterman jacket and a cross-country hoodie, so,
Big show-off, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah.
In a good way, of course. All right, well, hey, 2-time runner of the year, Nautica. I don't know, I know that it's a special accomplishment for you, getting being all-state. And then to be represented by, or to be noticed by the area coaches as one of the elite in this area, and to get on Dream Team is a pretty big deal. Do you feel like do you feel like this year's Dream Team Runner of the Year, do you feel like it was more of an impressive feat that you got this, or do you feel like last year when you got it for the first time that was kind of the experience that you needed to, I guess, motivate yourself for another runner of the year?
I think that my junior year, it was a pretty big accomplishment for me, because my junior year went really well cross-country season, so I felt like it was just another thing that could push me further to make myself better and know that, like I said, people are paying attention even though when you feel like they aren't. So it was nice to know that coaches around the area, even though they're not telling you, they're still paying attention to what you're doing and appreciate when you go out and work hard and they see it on and off the cross-country course and on the cross-country course when you're doing things. So it felt nice. Even getting it this year, it still feels good to just know that they're still paying attention. And yeah.
Well, very cool. Another thing that I asked Max to do, and if you want to do it, you can. You're on camera for this. It's a new thing for us. Athletes of the year in their respective sport get to be on camera. It's a pretty special deal, we think. And now you're here on camera, and you got a chance to, I guess, send that thank you message to everyone that's been involved in your life to help you out. If you wouldn't mind, can you do that for us today?
I can. So I want to go ahead and thank, obviously, the coaching staff, Coach Davis, because I don't know what I would do without Coach Davis 100%, because there's a lot of coaches that wouldn't put up with my attitude most of the time. And he said... You
attitude? What?
Yeah, I have a big one, very big one. He says that I have a really hard mentality to coach, so he enjoys coaching me. And then there's Coach Caston, and he is an old-fashioned coach for sure. He is on top of you about everything. It's all hard work, no excuses. Your foot could be broken, Coach Caston would be like, you're still going in to run, and you're not giving up, and you're running for your team. He's just very, very on top of things all the time. I especially want to thank my teammates 100%, because they're my rocks. I don't know where I would be without them, and I actually have gotten to be on the team with my best friend for 3 years, even in middle school. So Chloe Richardson, special shout out to her, because sometimes when I don't want to run, she is like, Nautica, you need to do it. and when we don't have scheduled practices for, say, during winter conditioning, when I really just don't want to get up early in the morning and, go do a long run, she's like, hey, we got to do it. It's going to make you better. And she's just on top of me about it when I'm negative, or if I'm being a little bit too mean to Coach Davis on certain days. She'll be like, Nautica, you need to calm down. You just need to be nice to Coach. I'm like, okay, Chloe, fine, I will. So, Chloe's one of those. Both of my parents and my grandpa, because they, no matter what I do, they are on top of me with cross country. They're like, you have to, you know what you can do. My mom all the time, stop getting inside your head. You know what you can do. Just don't let these other people offend you. And my dad is my biggest fan, 100%. All the way out, their biggest fan. He would never miss a meet, no matter if he had to travel 1,000 miles or if he had to miss work or anything. He would always make sure that he's there on the exact time. My grandpa is another one of my biggest supporters. He always will even when I'm going to go to college next year, if my meet's all the way in Texas or somewhere far, my grandpa will be there no matter what. So I thank him a lot for that, because he gives me a lot of encouragement, and he knows how to do it because he used to run back in the day. So he used to be a marathon runner, so that's pretty cool. So that's some of my running roots. I would like to think, I guess my school. Cross country isn't really a big popular sport at our school, but there's those certain kids that'll come out and watch us run and, appreciate the things that we do, and they'll be like, man, I never could do anything like that. I'm glad that you can do it, and stuff like that. Even the football players, even though they don't want to admit it sometimes, they'll say, you guys work really hard, because it's always a big thing at our school, who works harder, the football team or the cross country team. So, sometimes they appreciate the things that we do. Other times they're like, you guys suck, you guys run too much. But yeah, I appreciate my school and everything that they've done for our cross-country team, cross-country program.
All right, very cool. Hey, Nautica, best of luck in your future endeavors. I know you're undecided on a college at this time, but whoever gets you is going to get that hard worker and that attitude. And so certainly wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
That is Nautica Stricklin, Herculaneum girls cross country runner, two-time runner of the year in her senior year, going out with a bang and joining us here on Regional Radio.